One of the things we've had some feedback on in KB Plus is that sometimes when you're looking at a list of journal titles or a list of subscriptions, only being able to display 10 at a time can be a bit of a pain. So I want to show you here how you can display more than 10 at a time. So for example, if we look at our subscriptions, then here we have a list of 10 subscriptions, and we can see at the bottom here there's another page with some more subscriptions on, so there's another 4 on page 2. And this is obviously even worse when we look at very long lists, like in this Wiley subscription. We've got almost 1,500 journal titles, and they're displaying 10 at a time, and we would need to click through pages 10 at and see those titles 10 at a time. So that's sometimes not what you need, especially if you're doing, say, editing to a set of journals. You want to do a batch edit, maybe to set the core status or start and end dates, and you want to do quite a lot in one go, especially, say, setting core titles. That might be one of those tasks where you want to run through a whole load at a time. And if you have to do it page by page, then it's a pain. You have to go back to the page you were working on before after doing an edit, that kind of thing. So how to display more than 10 at a time? Well, unfortunately, there's not just a button on the screen to click at the moment, although we will, of course, look at introducing that in future versions. But you can still do it by editing the URL at the top of the screen. So if I look here at the URL, then what I can do is, at the end of this URL, add a question mark, and then max equals, and I'm going to type 10 here, and that's the maximum records to display on the screen. So in this case, that's the maximum number of journal titles on the screen, and 10 is our normal default, and that's what you see here. If we want to display more, I can change this to max 100, and now we have 100 titles on the screen, so we can see a lot more at once. We can go all the way up to 1,500 if we want to, but the problem with doing this is that sometimes for larger numbers of things the response time slows down, and especially for lists of journal titles, so if you do choose to display a lot ones, do expect the response times to be much slower. But here we have it, 1,500 of our Wiley titles, and we can go through those and do our batch edits, or just if we're looking for, we want a list to be able to go through quite easily and quickly, we can look for terms in it just by using the search in the browser. So there we have it. By adding the parameter max equals and a number into your URL, then you can display more things on the screen at the same time, and you can do that, say, for instance, on the subscription screen as well. Same idea, and if we do max equals 20, so we know there's about 20 here, then we get all 20 on the screen at the same time, and we lose that pagination. The only other thing to look out for here is that if you wanted to combine it with something else, so let's say we want to see our subscriptions from 2012, then if we wanted to do, you can see here we're back to the 10 on a page. We can still do this, but instead of the question mark, we just put an ampersand here, and max equals 20, because we've already got the question mark in the URL already, so we don't need to add that again. And the ampersand is just there for to indicate it's an additional parameter. And hit that, and there we have it. So now we have our our subscriptions that were valid in 2012, all on one page. Okay.